Hey, what's up everybody? It's Halfbloodv here, and I'm going to be going over the best guns to be using in the game Loadout. So, I need you guys to understand something real quick here. I'm using the guns that the game basically gives you right off the bat. You can obviously use every type of gun when you first start, but I'm using only the attachments that I first get. There's obviously going to be changes and variables, as you play the game, but it is day one, so bear with me there. Okay, so here's a weapon that I think is the best way to use the pulse weapon. So the attachments I have on it is a scatter shot blast, and it's also got the spooling type weapon, which basically means you're going to hold down the trigger and it's going to constantly shoot. And it's going to shoot in the scatter shot, which is basically the shotgun. Now, basically I'm also using the electric volt, and what's different about this is it's not more about the damage output, but it's about, with the scatter shot and the spooling, it's really, really easy to take out like groups of people if you can stay on them long enough. And it's also nice too because, you can just be jumping around these guys and you really don't have to hit them. With this specific, setup, I mean, obviously you can do what you want. I think this is the best way to use this class. It's just this class of weaponry doesn't do the most amount of damage, so instead of trying to beef it up to do damage, you should kind of optimize it to do the most it can, which would be, for the electric, it'd be zapping other people around the area while it's, sending out tons of volts and just, hitting everybody, basically. So this is more of a area of effect weapon like the rocket launcher, except it works in like a different way. It's more reliable for the area of effect damage to other players than the rocket launcher is. So if you're using this, don't use it for damage, use it more like for crowd control. Alright, so now I got a fantastic variant of the beam weapon. So one thing to note about this gun is it's not the most powerful, but it's definitely got a lot of things that's going for it. So the range on this thing is like freaking ridiculous, and it's incredibly accurate. It literally points and is hitting exactly where you aim it. So the precision isn't, you don't have to worry about recoil or anything like that. It's literally like if you're good enough to just aim at them, and if you hit them, then you're gonna kill them. It doesn't do as much damage, but you definitely do not want to put the attachment on this or anything like that. You want to keep it on the standard, it's technically called a slug round when it's on the beam rifle, but I'm basically talking about the yellow beam. You definitely want to keep it on that because you don't want to reduce the damage any more than it already does, because that would be getting rid of, basically its medium point is its damage. The best thing about it is the constant damage and the accuracy and range it's got. So you don't want to get rid of any damage. This is just not the gun for that. Never, ever, ever put any other attachment other than the standard assault rifle full auto on it, because spooling with the Gatling gun doesn't make any sense with this kind of a weapon. It's a long-range beam projectile. It doesn't need that. The sniper attachment on this gun is completely useless. It almost does no damage at all when you hit somebody. It's not worth your time. Just stick with the full auto. That's what's going to keep your beam weapon the best. I would almost invest in getting a cooldown, or not a cooldown, a heatsink for this thing, instead of any kind of damage upgrades first, because that is probably the main problem you're going to have with this weapon, is it overheats. Ammunition isn't a deal or anything like that, but it overheats. And once you get that thing to 100% overheating, that becomes a huge problem for you, and it sucks. But no, this gun is definitely fantastic. This is probably my favorite type of weapon, just because of the precision it comes with. It's great. It's a great variant, basically. But make sure you keep those specific things on it if you want it to be at its best. Alright, so I'm using the rocket launcher type right now. This is a really, really fun one to use. It's a lot like the Team Fortress style rocket launcher. But what I'm using on it is the standard rocket, blast, nothing special. But what's really, really important that you get down with the rocket launcher is you want to have the cluster effect on it. Because what's nice about the rocket is it is really strong. The reloading isn't too bad with putting a new rocket in. It's not that big of a deal. But the biggest problem you come across with the rocket is because of that little reloading you have to do, missing is terrible. You basically need to do everything you can to not miss. And the cluster is nice is because you can see here, even though I'm missing, there's still damage being dealt to these people. If there's anybody in the vicinity, there's about 6 or 7 little clusters that come out. So even if you miss completely, you're at least going to still get some damage through, which is really, really important. Like I said earlier, I mean, if you miss, it's just there's no other way to explain it. I mean, if you miss with the rocket launcher, you're fucked. It's as simple as that. You have got to not miss. You have to be pretty accurate with it. And the cluster is basically a little padding for that. So if something does end up happening, it's a higher chance of survival and actually killing your opponent. Alright, and last for the weapons, I have the bullet variant, which is basically just an assault rifle, but it can be changed into any kind of variant you like, sniper, or submachine gun. I feel the best way to use this is to go Team Fortress 2 style and turn it into a spooling submachine gun, basically. So this thing is working like it would if this was Team Fortress 2. It's spooling up, it's really high-powered, and from my math that I've been able to do and from just playing enough, it takes about 25 bullets to kill somebody, and it has 100 rounds if you have the highest magazine. So, potentially, if you're doing things right, you're going to be able to kill 4 people before you have to reload. It is kind of difficult to get used to it, but once you do, and you can learn the proper times to spool everything up, and when you're reloading, how to get out of positions, it's like really high damage. It does more damage output actually than the assault rifle does. Since it just shoots so fast, you just unload so much into them that there's not a whole lot that they can do. But it does take a little bit of mastering to get used to it. But if you can definitely get that down and figure out how to use it, it's just devastating. Like, there's almost no hope for anybody that can get within your first 75 bullets. I mean, you just have so much room to just unload on somebody that you're definitely going to win a one-on-one, probably going to win a 2-on-2, and it's possible to win, 4. You can kill 4 people before you even have to reload with this thing. So it's definitely fantastic as a minigun. So that's basically the best weapon types and variants of all the guns that I could find. This is probably after playing a good 3 hours, and probably... Actually, no, I changed my... That's about 4 hours and about probably an hour for each weapon type. So this is the best that I could find, and again, I haven't been able to unlock everything for all the weapons, but this is basically what you can do start up on the game. So that's, again, the best weapon type variants for all the things. Don't forget, guys, this game is about customization. You find what you use, and if it works for you, do it, okay? But if you're just starting up, here's some things that'll definitely help you out. So that's it, guys. That's the video. I'm probably going to have a lot more on this game because I've just been having a shit ton of fun with it. So that's it for now, guys, but I'll see you guys later. Halfbloodv out. Don't forget to subscribe.